Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. If you're watching this video and it's Salah time, please pause it and go pray and come back when you're done. Please check out the description section of this video to support the channel. Eid Mubarak to you all. May Allah SWT reward all of you for your fast during Ramadan. I was sent a clip of Perel things outlandishly dissing Candace Owens for speaking up for Palestine. Perel prides herself on being a chronic fence sitter when it comes to Israel and Palestine. Basically, she's too scared to take a side because it seems she can't handle the backlash that comes with it. But staying silent on kids and babies being wiped out simply makes her a coward in my book. But at the very least, she's not as bad as the soulless vampires who openly cheat on Israel committing genocide. Let's look at the clip.
Last year, we all saw Candace Owens crash out on social media and her YouTube channel when she got fired. You worked for a Jewish network and then started talking about pro-Palestine stuff. Now, look, I'm not saying that it's right that she isn't allowed to talk about it or whatever. Now, I'm not even saying what she said was anti-Semitic, but that's how they view it, right? And you're complaining because you can't talk about one topic. One. And then when the men pointed out, they're like, hey, that's what you're doing. I'm not pro-Israel or anti-Israel. I'm not pro or anti. I'm a woman. I don't have any opinion on war. Do you think me, of all people, all of the women pretending they have any idea what the best thing to do in the Middle East, are full of shit? We do not know. We do not understand war or violence like men do, okay?
Perel has this horrible habit of always siding with men no matter what, even if those men in question are advocates for ethnic cleansing. I'm not a feminist by any measure, nor am I one to absolve women of all sin, even if they're Muslim. But Perel is just a plain old woman basher, and her motive in taking shots at Candace for speaking up against Palestinian civilians and children being massacred is simply to put Candace down, because she's female, as this caters to Perel's manosphere audience. She called the Daily Wire a Jewish network, and said Candace was wrong for speaking up against the injustices Israel have committed in Palestine whilst being employed by them, thus justifying her being fired. Firstly, the Daily Wire actually portray themselves as an American conservative news network, not a Jewish one, so that they can filter in their Zio propaganda on the sly. And secondly, Candace speaking up against Israel and not being complicit in spreading lies that contribute to hundreds of thousands of people being wiped out deserves the utmost respect, not ridicule. Perel is disgusting to even suggest such a thing, as it takes immense bravery and integrity to do what Candace did, something Perel doesn't know much about by the looks of it. Perel also shamelessly brushed the genocide of Palestinians aside by labelling it a taboo topic that Candace should not have spoken about. How detached from humanity does someone have to be to take such a terrible stance? Speaking up against injustice is a noble act, while staying quiet for a paycheck is the definition of being a sellout that stands for nothing. And as far as Perel making the lame excuse that because she's a woman she has no opinion on war and to leave that up to men, even a child could decipher right from wrong after seeing tens of thousands of lifeless bodies of innocent people on a daily basis for the past couple of years. If you don't see it that way or fail to understand that, it's not because you're a woman, it's either because you're a moron or you simply don't care about your fellow human beings, which makes you ethnically inferior and lacking in basic empathy. Here's a clip of Candace speaking on Palestine whilst at the Daily Wire.
So I'm refusing to allow my voice to be controlled. I want to be clear to you guys. I'm going to be honest with you because everybody's noticing it. Every single political commentator in America, every single one of them knows this, that if you do not step out and say things that are radically pro-Israel, or if you are too quiet on certain narratives and they want you to be radically pro-Israel, you can lose everything. That's truth. That is a fact. I'm not feeling like I need to hide from that anymore or be afraid to say it, rather, is a better way to say it, because I've endured this for years. I'm just at the end of my rope. I have given so much rope here and I am just done with it. Again, it's not even on the basis of what you say. It can sometimes be on the basis of what you don't say. That an entire mob will assemble, they'll write piece after piece after piece until you subjugate. If you don't subjugate, the bounty grows larger. So yes, there was a large bounty on my head for the crime of refusing to suddenly hate Muslims and to condone Muslims getting bombed following October 7th. Everybody can see that.
Maximum respect to Candace for having the guts to speak the truth. To speak up for what's right takes bravery, especially at the risk of losing your job, and also when there's no obligation or incentive for Candace to have to do so. As you saw from the clip, she knew the consequences for speaking up for Muslims being oppressed by Israel, but she did it regardless and did not compromise her morals whatsoever, while Perel thinks it's too cowardly to even take a stance. The fantastically ironic thing about Candace parting ways with her former Zionist employers is that she has gone on to become even more successful as a result of standing her ground, and has since become even more adamant in exposing the evil of the Israeli regime. Let's take a look.
On the Palestine-Israel issue, you have this objective reality on your phone, seeing every day these Palestinian children being blown up, hearing the sound of a mother wailing as she's holding her child that died because a bomb was dropped in the middle of the night. I'm reading articles from Doctors Without Borders who have been in many wars and offered their services and said this is not a war, this is an annihilation. And he described the kids not having morphine, using a civil war tool to saw off their limbs. And they say nothing because they're fearful that speaking out on this issue might get them canceled. What is the world to make of that sort of a cowardice, that sort of a hypocrisy?
If Perel doesn't have the human decency to feel bad for innocent men, women and children being bombed, tortured and starved, then she's the exact type of coward and hypocrite that Candace described in the clip. If Perel had a spine and even a shred of morality, she would speak up for what's right, instead of putting down other women to score points with her weirdo followers. Big respect to Candace for being a real one. Brothers and sisters, please keep the people of Palestine in your prayers, especially during the blessed days of Eid al-Fitr, and be grateful for everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to join my free Telegram group via the link in the description, where we as Muslims can speak freely and without censorship about issues like this. And remember to like, subscribe and become a channel member for access to exclusive content. Until next time, inshallah, Jazakallah khair.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.